Okay, so let's get back to it. So after they talked about the Suge Knight stuff, where they went back to the freak offs. Um, so they went back to the freak offs. So the freak offs would be with random men. He asked about the freak offs about 6 to 12 months in. The abuse happened first, then the voyeurism. So he started abusing her first, then the freak off stuff started happening. She was 22 when the freak off started, which makes sense. That jives because they met when she was around 19. She got with him. She started having sex with him about 21. That led to them having a relationship, 2007, 2008 or so. The freak off started at that point. So within 1 or 2 months, they did their first freak off after he told her about it. The first freak off was at his house in LA. They took ecstasy and drank alcohol. Um, they shared a photo of escort one. Okay, so it was like some nigga with braids, which is crazy. And I will tell you guys, it ended up being a lot more of these escorts. So she said how when she would do these freak offs, she would wear a hustler outfit, high platform shoes. She also wore a mask. So in the beginning, guys, they like would wear these masks. Her and Diddy wore these masks, like on some masquerade type thing. Um, so she had two sexual sessions with the escort and the first freak off. She did another freak off and didn't feel like she could say no at this point. The freak offs were weekly for years. That was interesting. Weekly for years doing freak offs, guys. The last freak off was in 2017. So, guys, do the math here. They get together in 2006. Um, she has her birthday is Angie. Can you check her birthday for me real quick? Cassie's? Yeah, because they started their relationship pretty much once she turned 21. Um, and once she turned 21, that's when they started having a relationship. Uh, and she said that the freak offs happened about a year later when she was 22. So this puts us at about 2008. She said the freak offs lasted until 2017, chat, and roughly every week they were having a freak off.
August 26th,
August 26th,
1986.
1986. Okay. So she turned 21, 1986. This is probably like 2006 now, 2007-ish.
So she started dating him in 2007.
Yeah, 2000, no, 2006
Well, it says here from 2007 to 2018.
is when she was with him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I maybe that's when they had sex. But the point is that either way, Frank stuff. Either way, the big thing is she started having sex with him at 21, and then the freak out started about a year later, so at 22. So we could say right around 2008ish, she started having these freak offs up until 2017. So for like every week they were having freak offs, and they would go for like half a week.
That's crazy.
Crazy, man. Um, Now, granted, I will say, guys, that they were on and off for this 10 to 11 years. They were on and off. So is it every single week up until 2017? No. But for a significant amount of time while they were together, she was saying they were having a freak off at least every week, which is wild. Let's see, and they lasted until 2017. Let's see here. There was always Molly, MDMA. She took Molly, MDMA, cocaine. They helped her stay up because sometimes these freak offs would go for a long time. Uh, Diddy decided when the freak off started and when they ended. Um, when the prosecutor asked her, "Did you enjoy the freak off?" She said she only enjoyed it when it was one on one because basically she would hook up with the escort. After the escort ejaculated, she would spend time with Diddy one on one. They'd go into another room. Um, and then she said that she could not get one on one time with Diddy otherwise, which we're starting to see a trend here because this is what the prosecution said also with the other one, Jane, the other victim here that's going to be another star witness for the government, also said that she couldn't get time with Diddy unless they did the freak offs. Um, she said that when they did talk or she tried to express herself, Diddy dismissed her. Um, this was really crazy. So chat, get this. So Cassie and him had pet names for each other. So he called Cassie Cece for Cassie Combs, right? And she called him Pop Pop. And that was the nickname that she used for her grandfather. And Diddy wanted her to call him that, even though that was what she referred to her grandfather as.
So sick.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like everyone in the courtroom was like, what the fuck? So yeah. So he called her Cece for Cassie Combs, and then she called him Pop Pop. Um, because she wanted to call him something that no one else called him, and he wanted the name that she used for her grandfather, which was a little weird.
Sick.
Yeah. So She sent him a message. I really want to fuck. The government so the government showed text messages. So during this testimony, guys, they would show text messages between her and him, and she sent him a message saying, "I really want to fuck." Um, and she claimed that she didn't want to have sex with the escort. She only wanted to have sex with him. Um, and then Diddy sent her a message saying, "Hey, now you don't want to do that anymore," referring to the freak offs. She backpedaled after he sent this text because she was scared. Um, she mentioned how they started the freak offs with masks. Diddy told her to wear masks and wigs to conceal her identity in the beginning. And then once they started to get more familiar with the escorts that they were using, they kind of stopped doing that. Cassie wore sexy outfits that she bought from Pleasure Chest in LA, Hustler, and wore stripper heels every time. Diddy decided what she wore every single time. Um, she um, Diddy made sure that she always was waxed, had a tan, nails done, etc. Um, Jackie, she would use the name Jackie Stark to book the hotels and dancers. Diddy's nickname was Frank White or Frank Black. They always made sure that they had supplies at the hotels that they met at. They would have Astroglide and Johnson's baby oil condoms. The baby oil. So Diddy had a very particular thing with the baby oil. This gets crazy. He wanted the baby oil so much that they were glistening. Okay, they were applying this baby oil every 5 minutes, according to Cassie. And if they weren't shined up enough, he would basically tell them, "Hey, hey, stop what you're doing. Put on more baby oil. You're a little dry." And he would literally stop whatever they were doing if they didn't have enough baby oil. He wanted them glistening. Okay, so she said this led to them pretty much always having to put baby oil on. They had so much of it all the time, and it got to a point where she even had to direct sometimes to put the baby oil on, or the stripper had to put the baby oil on, and he'd be watching as they put the baby oil on, all on each other. Um,
At least they have great skin.
what was that?
At least they will have
Great skin.
Yeah.
um, So, and then one time she mentioned a story where they had a pool of baby oil, an inflatable pool, and they filled it with baby oil, and she jumped in there with her lingerie and stuff on. Very weird. Um, the freak offs were so they were candle lit. There was a very specific way that Diddy wanted the freak offs to be. They'd be candle lit. They'd light up like red lights here, blue lights, sometimes green lights, all different kinds of colors. And you'd have the room set up in a certain way with the baby oil and stuff. And a lot of the times the assistant would set this up in a certain way, but he had a very particular way that he wanted it. Let's see here. The freak offs were always warm. The room was always warm. There were red lights. It smelled a lot like the Glade candles. He would have a bunch of these Glade candles there. Um, uh, she had freak offs even during her period. She mentioned how they would mess up the room a lot of the times. There'd be body fluids, sometimes her blood from the her being on her period. The baby all over the place. She mentioned how they would often get charged at some of the hotels a bit because they would fuck the hotel up with the linens. She would always have to get often extra linens and extra towels. And a lot of the times there'd be baby all over the place and other stuff. Um, she said that one time uh, Diddy and another guy urinated on her. Um, and one time she choked on the urine. The guy urinated in her mouth. Um, yeah, I should have warned you guys this is going to be graphic. I'll let you guys digest that one for a second while I drink this water. Oh, it's late. I don't even want to drink this water now, but yeah, he would Diddy and stripper urinated on her, and then one time they urinated in her mouth. Uh, anyway, yeah. So at the Intercontinental Hotel in New York City, oh yeah, she said at the Intercontinental in New York, one time they fucked the room up so bad that they charged them a lot of money after the fact. Um, let's see here. Oh, when the prosecutor asked her what type of men did he want, she said he wanted black dudes with big dicks. Um, she said that Diddy would get the escorts from a place called Cowboys and Angels. It was an escort service. They would also use Backpage and Craigslist to source the escorts. Um, she talked to a guy named Garen from Cowboys and Angels. That was one of the contacts she spoke to that would get her the male escorts. Um, and when the escorts would show up for the first time, her cover play was to say, "Hey, me and my husband are into voyeurism. Don't worry, he's not gay. He's not going to touch you or anything like that." Which kind of lines up with what the other escort said, or slash stripper. He was a stripper that turned into an escort, where she would tell the guys that it was voyeurism. He was into that. The escorts were paid somewhere between $1,500 to $5,000 to $6,000. She often paid the escorts, but sometimes Sean gave her the money. Sean paid them, or the security did it, and then the security or the assistants would bring the cash money. Um, they had a female escort 1 to 2 times. Let's see here, but it was mostly men though. The escorts. Okay, so there were 6 different escorts. Chat. There was one guy that was unnamed with the braids that I told you guys about before. There was a guy named Dave, aka his real name was Clayton Howard. There was another escort named Daniel, another one named Jules, another one named the Punisher. She didn't know his name. His name was literally the Punisher. And then another one named Johnny. Now the escorts that they used the most was a guy named Jules and a guy named Clayton, aka Dave. Now it's important to note Jules is the one that was allegedly there in LA when that event happened on March 5th, 2016, where Diddy attacked her. Okay. And this is the same guy that now I will tell you guys this. Jules, from when I looked at him, because they showed pictures of him. Most of the guys were black. One guy was Latino. This Jules guy was a lighter skinned black guy. So Cassie also said that she used drugs at all the freak offs to numb herself. Diddy also used drugs at the freak offs. There was text conversation about the escorts and Cassie using drugs. She used MDMA and ecstasy to make her because she made her feel euphoric. Um, she often got sick from the drug use, though. She would often vomit, and Diddy told her, "Hey, keep going." You know, and so she would go to the bathroom and vomit, and he would say, "Nope, keep going." Um, Despite her feeling sick, the drugs that she used cocaine, ecstasy, MDMA, weed, shrooms, and GHB. Those were the drugs that she used during these freak offs. Let's see here. What else? Um, so the session would begin. So okay, now we're gonna get into how the sessions began. Okay. Um, Warning, it's gonna get a little weird here. So brace yourselves as I get some water. It's gonna get weird here. So I'm gonna describe to you guys how the sessions would actually happen. Also, guys, do me a favor. We got let me see how many ninjas are in here. We got 4.2K you guys watching right now on YouTube. Do me a solid, guys. Like the video. Let's get the engagement up. Let's get this to 5,000 watching. And if we could get this up to 5,000, I'll also cover some geopolitics with the hostage that got released. We'll cover the hostage that got released, and we'll also cover the other breaking news with Tory Lanez as well. He got stabbed at a thing. So like the video, guys. I only got 1.1K likes on YouTube. Let's go ahead and get over to, 4K likes. All right, smash that like button, guys. Now we're gonna get into some crazy stuff here. This next stuff is wild. Okay. So next, now we're gonna get into how they did this stuff. Okay. Okay. So the session would begin, chat, where they walk into the room and they would start her. She would start gooning, and then the guy would start gooning. And as she was gooning to herself, she would describe the guy gooning to Diddy. So Diddy would be in a corner watching them both goon, and she would describe the guy gooning, okay, which was a little bit strange. And she admitted that this felt weird to her, but she did it because she loved Diddy, and she felt humiliated. Then they would start putting oil on each other and touching each other. They would do this until Diddy said, "Stop, or you guys can start moving on." Then that led to oral sex for both of them, and then they would go on to full on sex. So basically, so first, to recap, they would both goon. She would stare at him, and he stares at her. Okay, and she, while she was gooning, she would describe the guy gooning to Diddy. Then they would start rubbing baby oil on each other to the preference that Diddy liked. He wanted them glistening, right? The whole body glistening. Then they would do oral sex. Then they would start smashing. Okay. Are we still alive?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, then, hold on one sec, chat. Okay. Then, let's see here. Then after they had sex, Cassie and Diddy would go to the other room. Okay. Now this was after the guy ejaculated. Now the guy would ejaculate on either in Cassie or on her. Okay. Um, this is where shit gets crazy, chat. Yeah, I need you niggas to like the video because what I'm about to say next is wild. I need y'all to like the goddamn video. We only got 1.4K likes. I need 3K likes before I say what I'm gonna say next, bro. Because this shit's crazy, bro. This is crazy. I need y'all to like the goddamn video. Let's get to 3K so I can tell you guys what's next here. We got 4.3K you guys watching on YouTube. Let me check how many of you guys are watching on Rumble. And we got another 1.6K you guys watching on Rumble. Do me a favor. We need 3K before I say this shit, bro. Bro. Even I'm uncomfortable with this shit. Let's get to 3K. Like the damn video, ninjas. I see we're at 1.7. Let's get to 3K. And then I'm gonna reveal this thing here. Holy. This shit is crazy, bro. I will be here while we wait for you guys to get the likes up so I can finish telling this crazy ass story. I'm gonna be here all week, chat. I'm gonna try to get into the main courtroom tomorrow. I might got a hookup for that. And then also Angie is recording stuff behind the scenes, so we're gonna give you guys a vlog as well from this. So stay tuned for that. Angie will edit it up, and then I'll throw it on the channel for you guys. Because I got a couple vlogs. I'll probably put it on Cassi Club first, to be honest with you guys. Cassi Club, love you guys. You guys are gonna get it first. Then I'll put it on YouTube after. Which we also got another vlog. Don't we have a behind the scenes with Vitaly?
Yeah.
That we need to put out. Okay, let's edit that and let's get it out to them after, and then I'll post the other vlog, the first one that we edited. I'll put that on YouTube. But let's get that Vitaly one out to Cassi Club.
You
And then,
sure you want to do that?
yeah. Edit it and let's put it on there. Or actually, I thought you already edited it, but we just need the. Don't we just need
The subtitles.
subtitles? Yeah. Edit that one, Angie, because you did a good job on the first one. They enjoyed the first one that you did. So let's edit the second one and then get it out there. All right, we got 2K, guys. 3K likes so I can reveal this shit because this shit is wild. We got some real fucking reporter shit here. I took a bunch of notes for you guys. So, and I'm gonna be here all week. I'll probably stay, like I said, all week, and then I should finish Cassie's thing. And then once I find somebody I like at her that I trust, what I'll do is I'll bring them on the stream when I'm back in Miami. And every single day that I do the debrief, I'll dedicate like a portion to the trial recap for you guys. So you guys are still gonna be able to get all the real time stuff from the trial. There, real time. And I'll once I get the guy, someone that I trust. Let's go, guys. 3K likes, man. 3K likes, and then 3K likes so that we can go ahead and go into this stuff and because what I'm about to tell y'all next is crazy. This shit is crazy, bro. I was fucking shocked. I was really shocked, man. And shout out to the quality is good on this thing. 3K likes, guys. We got 2.1. Which, by the way, shout out to Angie for booking this room. You guys can see, guys, a pretty good view in the back. You guys can see the Empire State Building and shit like that in the back, right? We're right here in Manhattan, right now, not too far from Chinatown and shit. So not a bad view. So shout out to Angie for booking this. We're at 2.2, guys. Let's get to 3K, ninjas. 3K. 3K. I've busted my ass for you guys. I'm in here in the court, half asleep and shit, tired as hell, feel like crap. Still going though. No brakes on the train, because I love you, ninjas. Right?
Did you eat today?
Huh?
Did you eat today?
Yeah, I did. I ate a little bit earlier. So. What are we at here? Let me look. 3,000 ninjas. 3,000. We got to get that engagement up, man. We got to get that engagement up, ninjas. We got to get that engagement up. You guys are not going to get better analysis anywhere else than here, because I used to actually do this shit. I can't wait until the law enforcement starts testifying too, actually. I'm really excited for when the law enforcement guys start testifying. All right, we're at 2.3. 2.3. All right, get the 2.5, guys, and I'll give it to y'all. I'll give it to y'all at 2.5. 200 more likes. Smash that like button. You guys know I'm demonetized, but we're still out here cooking, coming out here to New York, giving you guys live streams, right? Um, we figured out a way to make this thing work, even with the fucking, you know, of course, there's sirens going on and stuff like that. Of course.
I got recognized today. I wanna say hi.
You got recognized? Oh yeah, actually, someone came up to us and recognized us both yesterday. We got that on the vlog too.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out to all you guys
No,
supporting,
this
man.
guy scared the shit out of me.
What do you say?
When he was, cause he's there. He like kept walking by my side, and he was just staring at me, and I
Always
was
being a
like,
weirdo.
and I was like, just stared at him like, and he's like, "Are you Angie, Mary's girlfriend?" I was like, "Yeah."
What the fuck?
And he kept walking.
And he didn't say nothing. He didn't say hi or
Like,
nothing.
no, he was like, "Are you Angie, Mary's girlfriend?" And I was like, "Yeah."
So he said, "Are you
He was
Angie
like,
Myers'
"Oh,
girlfriend?"
okay, cool."
I have another one over there. Turn the other one on so they can hear you in the back. Okay, let me read some of these chats while we wait for this. With Ghost says, if I'm her husband listening to this and hearing all this, I'm walking across the hall and filing divorce. Bro, I'm telling you, I think they didn't want him in the courtroom chat. The Punisher, could it be our CC guy? No, I don't know if it was him. Mind your husband is there. Yeah, I think they were trying to get him to not be there, chat. Rocky79 Sword, yo, nice meeting you, bro. You the man. Show off the gift if you want. It's on you, bro. Enjoy New York City. Okay, I didn't want to. Can you pass me that little envelope behind you? While we wait for the likes to get up. Let's get to 3,000, guys. I'm going to start back up at 2.5. It's like a little envelope right behind you.
Yeah, I saw it. I don't know.
Shout out to Rocky79 Sword. I signed his book and he came up to me while I was streaming. Oh, it's right there, I think, behind you. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'll show off the gift, bro. So, bro gave me Rocky came up to me and he gave me these gifts. Shout out to you, Rocky. He gave me this Vegeta sticker. It's a bunch of stuff that I like. USS Liberty, never forget. A Pikachu, okay. A Blue Eyes White Dragon. The White Ranger, the best Ranger. Um, cross Christian. I think this is yeah, Christian stuff. You know, because he actually he found me, then he found Nick, then he found Zerka, and he turned to Christ. He became religious. So shout out to you, bro. I'm glad that you found God, and if I was able to help you with that, shout out to you as a graper. And No Holds Barred.
Is that Power Ranger?
Obviously, the graper with holding the cross, America first. Shout out to all my grapers, man. I told you, like, you guys are a part of the OSS, man. He has some America First stickers. Bro made a sticker of this, your body, my choice, the Nick tweet. uh, so shout out to you, bro. Gave me a bunch of stickers here.
That was a
This
Power Ranger?
Naruto. The White Ranger, yeah. Because the White Ranger, not the Black Ranger. And then Super Mario Kart. So I appreciate the gift, bro. It came right up to me while I was streaming with my book. And I signed his book and he gave me this gift. So thank you so much for that, Rocky. I appreciate it. I didn't want to say anything unless you gave me the permission to, show the gifts and shit, so who you are. Because I really do value this stuff. Angie will tell you guys, I keep all y'all gifts.
Yeah.
I keep all your guys' gifts that you guys give me. It really does mean a lot that I can impact somebody and you guys like take the time out of your day to like give me something. And thoughtful too, so shout out to you, Rocky. I appreciate it. I'm glad that I met you today. Even though I was like pissed off and I was like in a rush because obviously the stream had just shut. Because he came right up to me after the stream fucked up. So, but shout out to you for giving me the gift and making it a bit better for me. WNJ. Sorry. Um, it's crazy how this entire story is them policing the diddler's dick. Nigga is mad nosy, but we're here for it. Yeah, you got it. Angie, tell Myers to take you somewhere nice with this. I took her to a good Venezuelan restaurant yesterday that she loved. Cool.
I'm
All
happy
right.
to be here.
I think we read all the chat. Let me see here. Let me make sure that we're.
Just really happy to be here.
Yeah, Angie's happy to be here. Okay. All right, let's get back to it. All right, we got 2.6K likes. Good enough. Let's get to 3,000, guys. I'm going to keep going, though.
This is crazy.
Okay. So, to recap. So, Cassie basically recapped how she does this freak offs, right? So, when one session starts, so the escort comes in and the session begins, right? Remember, guys, To define it, freak offs are, you know, sex escapades that last for many hours, sometimes days. But within the freak offs, there's what's called sessions. And in the sessions, pretty much every session would begin like this. So escort comes in, they begin the freak off. Diddy's in the corner, kind of directing it and watching it. She is gooning, he is gooning, the escort, and Diddy is there watching them as they goon. And then he makes sure that Cassie and the escort are staring at each other as they're gooning. And Cassie has to say out loud what she sees as the guy's gooning to Diddy. Okay? After that's done, they put baby oil on each other. Literally, they have to be glistening, is the way that she described it. Um, and they rub each other. After that's done, they engage in oral sex, Cassie and the escort. Then the escort and Cassie have sex. After they have sex, the escort either finishes in her or on her, and he doesn't wear a condom. Then Diddy and Cassie go into the room, and she would take the semen and put it on his chest. Yes, I know, I know. She would put it on his chest. He would want him. She would want him to put it on his chest or his
On
nipples.
his chest?
On
Like
his chest
Diddy.
or his nipples. Diddy's chest or his nipples. The semen. The other dude's semen. So yeah. I'll let you guys kind of take that in real quick. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah. I know. I know. I know. So now this is interesting because what I will say is this. So remember that first Angie went to the bathroom. Okay. Remember that first escort that I told you guys about, Phillips? Well, Phillips told a story where he Angie's literally puking right now. Okay. So Phillips told this story where he was having sex with Cassie and he couldn't come, right? And he lied and said that he came, right? In Cassie. So Cassie went into the room with Diddy, and Diddy came back out, right? And said, "Hey, did you come?" And he was like, "Yeah, I did." And he was like, "Are you sure?" So he kind of knew that he didn't come in her. And that's kind of where I kind of made that connection. Like that's kind of weird because he came back out and kind of pressed him for not coming in, right? And then when Cassie came up and testified saying this, then it made sense. I was like, oh, okay. So after the escort would ejaculate, they go into the room and then she would rub the semen on him. Now, with that said, that makes sense a little bit because she did it and the escorts never saw it. Okay, so yeah. So carrying on, um,
I'm sorry.
if the escort didn't ejaculate the way that Diddy wanted, he would either pay them less or not pay them. Each sex session, right? Remember, the freak off would go off for many hours, but each session lasted 1 to 3 hours, which was a round basically. The freak off could be 3 to 4 men. Okay, the entire freak off could be with 3 to 4 different men. The session could be with 2 to 3 men. Um, Diddy would be in the corner asking her how the dick felt and how she felt masturbating as she was having sex with these escorts. Um, some of the escorts had problems with erections, and if when Diddy spoke and moved stuff around, because mind you, remember the escorts are like having sex with Cassie. He's there in the corner, and he would like tell them to stop and readjust stuff, right? Maybe the lighting or whatever. So some of the escorts had problems with this and couldn't, finish, or they couldn't maintain an erection. And if they couldn't, Diddy would just tell them to leave and wouldn't pay them. Or one time she said he would have a pep talk with them if they couldn't like maintain an erection. He would have like a pep talk with them. Yo, this shit crazy, man.
His family was there today too?
I don't know if his family. Yeah, yeah, some of his family was there. So yeah, so sometimes you'd have a pep talk with them. Sometimes you would kick them out. Um, yeah. Um, he would give them. He would also, if they had issues with staying hard, he would give them Viagra, or he would also give them Cialis. He also gave Cassie Cialis and Viagra as well. After the session, after Cassie had her session with this guy, her and Diddy would go to the other room and have sex. Um, so she said that Diddy recorded this stuff on tape, phones, iPads, iPhones. Mind you, guys remember these freak offs started in 2008, and then they progressed into 2017. So the recording devices changed. um, he was recording what was happening since the first year it happened. So he was recording this allegedly since like 2008, from when this first started happening. Do the math for me real quick, Angie. When she turned 21, and then a year from that, when they roughly started having sex. So she turned 21 August of 20. To figure out what year she turned 21. August, she's 38 now, but yeah, figure out what year they started.
38.
Yeah, she's 38 right now. Yeah, so just do the math for me and figure that out. Okay, what year she turned 22? Okay, let's see here. She said that she didn't want to be recorded, but Diddy said it was for him. She watched the videos again with Sean sometimes when they were having sex. The recording was on her devices because they were there. Um, if she saw the vid, she would delete them. She asked Diddy to delete them, but she's not sure if she deleted them. But if she saw them, she would delete them. And then she did say on March 5th, 2016, as you guys remember, the famous video where they were fighting. She said that that was after a freak off. She wanted to leave, so she did confirm that that day was with a free. That was a freak off day, where she just got too tired and Diddy hit her and she got a black eye. And
2007.
2007 is when she turned 22.
21.
21. So 2008 then is roughly when the freak off started happening then. So let's see here. So she left the freak off in LA at the Intercontinental when it got violent. She went along with the freak off to be able to attend a premiere. So she claimed that she had a movie premiere. Angie, can you look up what movie she might have done in 2016? Movie premiere. Type in Cassi Ventura movie 2016. She said she had a movie premiere the following Monday. And it was roughly a Friday when they did this freak off on March 5th, 2016. Um, and she just wanted Diddy to be happy so that she could do this premiere. But the freak off got violent. She hit her he hit her during the freak off. She got a black eye. Jules was the escort that was there, one of the frequents. She claimed that when Diddy was distracted, she ran out of the hotel and went to the elevator, and Diddy obviously followed her and threw her to the ground, as you guys saw in the video famously. Um, and I can link the video below for you guys in the description, so you guys know what I'm talking about.
So in 2016, she
2016, she went.
starred like two movies: The Perfect Match, which is like a rom com, and Honey 3. I don't know if you know Honey.
Okay, so she two rom coms in 2016.
One rom com
One
and
rom com, The Perfect Match, and what was the other one?
Honey. It's a
Honey?
dance movie.
When did they release? Because then we'll know which movie it was. Because she said the premiere was on or about a few days after March 5th. We know the assault happened March 5th, 2016. So when thrown, she covered her face and she stayed on the ground, as you guys can see in the video. She said she never tried to fight Diddy back because she was scared. And she picked up a phone to the Intercontinental when Diddy was back. And that's where the testimony ended, guys. They ended it there. It hit 5 o'clock and they ended the testimony there. But yeah, guys, that is a summary of her testimony and the stripper's testimony. What do you guys think? I want to see what you guys think in the chats of her testimony and his testimony. And then I'm going to segue into geopolitics and the news for you guys, and we'll close this thing out.
So The Perfect Match.
You have the mic so they can hear you?
No, I don't know where you put that.
There should be another one with the fluffy thing on it.
Okay. They cannot hear me?
They probably could, but
This one?
yeah.
So I have to just turn it on?
Yeah, here, give it to me. And I'll read some of these chats, guys, while I...
So The Perfect Match...
Hold on. Let me turn this on for you. All right, here you go.
The Perfect Match is started March 11, 2016. And Honey 3, Dare to Dance, started, got released September 6, 2016.
Okay. So, what was the other one again?
The Perfect Match is March 11.
That was it then. It must have been The Perfect Match was the movie that she was gonna, that she was worried about premiering in. The Perfect Match.
Okay. The other one was in September.
The other one was September. Yeah. So The Perfect Match was the movie that probably was the premiere. Okay. Yeah. She got the mic on now, guys. So you guys should be able to hear her better if she speaks. Okay. So let me see here. I'll read some of these chats, guys. I want to hear what these pep talk entails. Shit's got to be funny as hell. I know, bro. Like, hey, you got to do it better. Take that. Take that. With Ghost says, or Punisher says, on my defense, I'd like to point out some weirdo ass nigga out there is using my name at these freak offs. I've never poured baby oil all over or pissed in someone's mouth. I rest my case. Okay, Punisher. With Ghost said, so that's what Fresh missed out from leaving the Diddy party early. I hate these weirdo degenerate L Diddy and El Abba Haram facts. Oh, okay. Now I understand why they're calling them freak offs. Yeah. Um, Ricky Spanish says, Myron, when you get back, can you and Fresh play 5 nights at Diddy's on stream? Okay. With Ghost, RIP Jason David Frank, the best Ranger. Oh yeah, the White Ranger. Yep. Careful out there, Myron. Libtards are crazy. I know. Um, Angie was actually smelling your hair the entire time. Probably weirdo.
Oh, the guy was too tall.
Did Frank do anything?
No.
No.
The guy he was just too tall. He was like really close.
Okay.
It was like 6'7" or something. He was really tall.
Oh man, you gotta be careful.
Yeah. No, but like he was just
Frank.
he was just trying to see if I was actually Angie, because he was like looking at me like, is it you? You know.
Yeah. Look at Frank with his little NYPD vest.
I don't know if we can see
Here,
him.
yeah, I can.
Frankie.
Here, I'll have that. I'll have him jump up real quick.
He looks so cute.
Frank, come up. As you guys can see, hold on. Come here, buddy. This is his
Wow.
NYPD vest, guys.
Yeah, the police people.
Yeah, even NYPD stopped. It was like, oh, that's really nice. So,
you were like, okay, we see you, buddy.
Frank, you want to say what's up to the people?
He must smell nasty, baby.
Who, him?
Yeah, he
smells like dog. He was rolling around everywhere.
He rolled over in like wet grass, playing with another dog.
Of course. Of course.
He ran around too much today.
Okay, Frank, sit, stay. Let me finish. Working. Stay. Okay, good job. Okay. Let's see. Someone said, "Mind you, her husband is there." I know, bro. Shit's crazy. Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to. Okay. Okay, cool. All right, so let's get into geopolitics real quick, guys. We got 20,000 you guys watching on YouTube? No way. Hold on. Let me look at this shit. We got 19K on YouTube. Let's go, baby. I don't know what the fuck happened. Well, welcome to the stream, guys. Welcome to the stream. We got 19K of you guys in here. So yeah, did a recap on the thing, guys. I'm absolutely gonna be Frank, stop. Stay. Okay. Shout out to all you guys. We got 19,000 y'all niggas in here. God damn. What the fuck just happened? I don't know what happened.
Well, you have a total of 21K.
Hey, I'm not view botting, guys. You guys see me right here. How could I be view botting? I'm not view botting. And you guys know I'll never view bot. That shit is crazy. Somebody rated?
What is that?
Frank, stop. Somebody may be rated. I don't know. Well, welcome to the stream, guys. So yeah, we summarized the Cassi stuff. So look, I'll be honest with you guys. Let me give you guys my take on this thing. Right now, be honest with y'all. Unless I think the government didn't get into like the really juicy stuff yet with the freak offs and the videos. Like they talked about it, but they didn't show the videos yet. Right now, guys, I'll be honest with you. This looks like consensual sex. Obviously very perverted, very strange. But to me, this looks like consensual sex. So we'll have to see what happens. But you know, at this point, obviously the trial's still in the infancy. We have to figure out what's going to happen, what other evidence comes out. But what I predict is the prosecution is going to have her probably for most of tomorrow. They're going to continue on direct, and then cross-examination. They're absolutely going to attack her. And I already predict what they're going to probably do. They're going to attack her and call her promiscuous. They're going to say that you called a lot of these escorts. You coordinated the escorts. You knew what you were doing. You were the one taking the drugs. You were of sound mind when you took the drugs. You decided to take the drugs. You know, you were with Diddy for 10 years. You were doing these freak offs. You planned freak offs. Because, guys, keep in mind, she was the one contacting the escorts. She was the one setting everything up. She was the one paying the escorts, etc. Now she's claiming that she did it because she was scared for her career, she was scared for her life, he was abusing her, she didn't feel like she could get away. But the prosecution's absolutely going to attack her on that and say, look, you got to take a little bit of accountability here. Angie, is the camera straight?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so, they're going to absolutely tell her, like, hey, you need to take a little bit of accountability here because at the end of the day, you're an adult, and you knew what you were doing. Now, she did say during the course of the interview that of her debrief, excuse me, of direct, that she was young, she was naive, she met him when she was 19, she was hooking up with him, etc. So she did say that, but I predict that on cross examination, they're absolutely going to attack her credibility and call her promiscuous, say that she's a 304, say that she was of sound mind, she took the drugs because she wanted to, she planned everything, she was the mastermind, this was consensual sex. Yes, Diddy's a degenerate, but you're an adult as well. You knew what you were doing. You loved the lifestyle. He paid for your life. He paid for your houses. You didn't have to work. You didn't have to worry about your music. She claims that she released hundreds. She put out hundreds of songs, but only some of them got released. She only put one album out. So that's what I predict the defense is going to do. And I anticipate that the defense is probably going to start cross-examining her tomorrow. I think prosecution is probably going to have her from 9 a.m. till about lunchtime. And then I think the prosecution is going to come in and start cross-examining her sometime after lunch, maybe around 2 or 3 p.m. And then they'll have her for a few hours, and then they're probably going to cross-examine her. And mind you guys, this is the government's key witness, her and Jane. So the government's case rests on them. And remember, guys, they're getting Diddy for sex trafficking and interstate sex trafficking. Basically, moving the escorts from state to state, country to country, as you guys can see, because they were in Miami, they're in LA, they're in New York City. We haven't talked about anything international yet, but I think that's going to come up later on. Um, and their claim is that Diddy did this with the freak offs. He coerced these two women, and Cassie and Jane are the two women that basically are the main witnesses that were coerced and forced through violence and intimidation to do these sex acts against their will. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to be very telling what happens tomorrow. Obviously, as you guys know, I take really good notes. I'm going to make sure I give you guys the real deal on what's going on. But right now, being honest with you guys, it's me giving you guys my take on this right now. It looks like consensual sex with degenerates, honestly. Drug filled consensual sex with degenerates. And I think the defense is going to have a big wide opening to really attack her on this stuff. Because even on direct examination, she's admitting to how she orchestrated everything. She set everything up. She paid. In the beginning, Diddy set things up, but then later on, she was the one contacting the escorts. Also, it's important to know the stripper, the guy Phillips that I told you guys about before, that testified witness number 2, he did admit that every time he was contacted to do these free calls, he was contacted by Cassi directly, and Cassi would contact him with maybe 1 hour's notice all the way up to 24 hours notice to do this stuff. And then Cassi also had up this guy Garen, uh, who ran the Cowboys and Angels service, which was basically a stripper service that she would utilize to get the men. She also was in charge of getting the guys from Craigslist and from Backpage. So I think the fact that she had a role in getting and recruiting the men. Now, of course, she had to show the pictures to Diddy so that he would approve of the men. But I think the fact that she was intimately involved in the process, they're going to use that against her for sure, for sure. So we'll see what happens on that.
Can
But
I ask something?
yeah, go ahead, Angie.
So
Yeah, if you got questions, Angie, go ahead.
Yeah. So it might be a stupid question,
Hey
but
guys, we got 3K likes with 17K niggas in here somehow. So I'm not view buying. You guys can see me. Like the goddamn video. We should get to 10K likes on this bitch. Like the video right now, man. We got a lot of you guys in here. A lot of you guys are probably new viewers. Welcome to Myron Gaines X, where we do a political cultural commentary, and we're following the Diddy case. Former special agent. I was in there taking notes and giving you guys the breakdown of what happened. But sorry, Angie, what's your question?
so how does a cross examination works?
The cross-examine. What is it? How does cross-examination work? Basically, the defense attorney is asked questions to the government's witness, and their job is to damage the
Oh,
government
okay.
witness's credibility, catching them in lies, showing that they lack the ability to be truthful. Maybe their credibility is down. Basically, confronting them on a lot of the stuff that they testify to. So, like that's what Brian Steele successfully did, who was Young Thug's attorney.
Mhm.
Young Thug, the leader of YSL, He got off. Brian Steele was his attorney, and Brian Steele actually famously went to jail with him for a day because he was held in contempt of court. So Brian Steele like took his jacket off and went to jail with Young Thug for a night.
Wow.
And that's what made him really famous. So he was there and he cross-examined the security officer for the Intercontinental and made him look really stupid. Angie, can I get a charger real quick for this one?
It's an old charger?
No, USB. Not USB-C for this one.
Okay, there's one right
Yeah, portable charger. So yeah. So he really beat him up. Let me see here, guys. Get your questions in, by the way. If you guys got questions, please get them in, because I'd like to, if not, then I'm gonna move on to the Tory Lanez and geopolitical stuff. Doxy Thrash says DDG baby mama hit him with a restraining order. Pics of her beaten on TMZ. Wow. Hot off the press from Doxy Thrash. The nigga that was talking shit about you, Angie, his wife hit him with a restraining order, and there's pics of him, of her beaten on TMZ.
What guy?